Hey guys, it's Professor Pro, and if you're watching this video, I guess Nintendo still hasn't announced a Direct at the time of recording this? Somehow? Nintendo, please, it's been 5 months. So, since Nintendo continues to ignore their most anticipated game of the year for some odd reason, I'll do their work for them and continue to provide Animal Crossing content. I mean, that's what like 90% of you are here for anyways. If you saw my previous New Horizons video, you would know that even after presenting 30 of my ideas for the game, I still had more to share, the only thing stopping me being the video's length. So, now I'm back to add fuel to the flame of hype that Nintendo refuses to ignite. You guys loved the last video, and I've still got tons of ideas, so I guess it's a win-win. So, without further ado, let's get into 20 more things I want to see in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 1. More varied parties. Birthday parties in the Animal Crossing series are kinda lame. I mean, sure, it's nice to celebrate your favorite animal's existence, but they get so repetitive after a while. You walk into the animal's house, give them a present, talk to them once or twice, then make your way out. It gets really boring after you've experienced it once or twice. So, I say it's about time Nintendo spices up the idea of parties in Animal Crossing. What if animals could actually hold birthday parties in different locations and with different amounts of villagers, depending on their personality, the season, and various other factors? Maybe peppy animals born in the summer would hire KK Slider to play on the beach and invite the whole town, while normal animals have a nice laid-back get-together at the roost with you and one other person. Stuff like this could add a ton of charm to the concept of birthdays in Animal Crossing. And hey, while we're speaking of birthdays, wouldn't it be nice if we could celebrate birthdays with special animals too? Being able to give Rossetti a new pair of overalls or something for his birthday would just be so great. Number 2. Ice fishing. I personally believe that it would be great if the seasons in Animal Crossing had more different traits to diversify themselves from each other. Sure, you have different holidays, different contests, different weather events, etc., but it would be nice to have some sort of big change that actually affects your day-to-day routine in New Horizons. One way of doing this could be having the ponds and river in your town freeze over in the winter. Not only would this allow you to walk on the river, but you would also be able to do some ice fishing. This would be a variation of fishing only available in the winter. You would use your axe to cut a hole in the ice, then drop your fishing rod in. Once you get a bite, you have to be quicker than ever to press the button, or the fish will swim away. Number 3. Swimming animals. With New Horizons being island-themed, it would be nice to see our animal neighbors actually interacting with the river or ocean. It would be awesome if you could be walking over a bridge on a hot summer day and see Jeremiah laying on his back in the water, fast asleep. Or if you ran into Marina while swimming in the ocean. Animal Crossing doesn't really do much to diversify animals by their species, so to be able to find some water-dwelling animals actually spend some time in the water would be great. Number 4. Seasonal drinks. Getting a coffee from the roost is one of the most relaxing things in the history of Animal Crossing. The music, the atmosphere, being able to take it to go if you so choose and drinking it as you walk around your town, it all culminates into an amazing experience. But I think it would be even cooler if Brewster's menu of drinks changed depending on the season. Obviously, coffee would have to be a constant, but maybe you can get some lemonade in the summer, or apple cider in the fall. After all, drinks besides coffee have already been confirmed for New Horizons. Stuff like this would give players even more incentive to go and visit the roost, which is great since Brewster is a fantastic character. And speaking of seasonal stuff, that brings us to number 5, seasonal soundtracks. Now, I don't expect to get this one at all, but it would be cool nonetheless. I remember playing the Animal Crossing track in Mario Kart 8, listening to how the music changed depending on the season, and thinking about how awesome it would be if that actually happened in the Animal Crossing series. Large-scale changes wouldn't be necessary, but some slightly different instrumentation for every season would be nice to have in New Horizons. Number 6. Labo Support. This is 100% not going to happen, but wouldn't it be kinda cool if we could use the Labo fishing rod to reel up some fish in New Horizons? I mean, the time it would take to set up wouldn't be worth the time it would take to catch the fish unless it was some sort of mini-game, but it would be kinda charming, right? Just me? Okay. Number 7. Normal animals from special species. Look, I know it's cool to have some species of animal restricted to special characters. It makes them more distinct and allows them to stick out in your memory better. But I feel like we've gotten to a point where Nintendo can dip into special animal species and promote just a few of them to regular animals. Lizards, turtles, and foxes would be species I'd love to see hanging around my town, but I understand that some people might not want that in fear of it taking away the charm of characters like Nat, Tortimer, and Red. Number 8. Special animal letters. Like I said in my previous wishlist video, it really is a shame that interactivity with special animals is still in its infancy after all these years. These are the characters that people think of when they hear about Animal Crossing, yet you can rarely hold a conversation with them that doesn't involve their job or overall purpose in your town. With this in mind, I think the next natural step is to allow us to send letters to special animals and for them to be able to write us back. It would allow for special animals to express their personalities more, and would also allow for the hilarious concept of Tom Nook sending you personal reminders to pay off your debt. Number 9. Idle animations. I don't know about you guys, but in Animal Crossing, I often find myself setting down the controller and just appreciating the atmosphere set by the beautiful music and sounds of nature, especially at night. It would be great if my villager would actually do something in these moments of awe. It wouldn't have to be much, but we have seen Butch plop down onto the ground, so it would be great if we could do the same by just not touching the controller. Number 10. Fossil Fest. Digging up fossils has always felt kind of out of place to me compared to fishing and bug catching. Those who have entire tournaments dedicated to them, while fossil finding has always been left out. I think it would be great if fossils got their own sort of tournament too, titled Fossil Fest. It would be hosted by Blathers and would go from 6 p.m. to midnight. During the event, special golden dig spots would appear on the ground, which is where you'll be searching for fossils. Fossil Fest has 3 possible goals. A, to be the first to complete a set of fossils, for example getting all the T-Rex fossils, B, to be the first to dig up a specific fossil, or C, to be the person who finds the rarest fossil. After the winner is announced, Blathers will take the winning fossils and donate them to the museum. This allows animals to actually donate to the museum in some kind of way. Number 11. Board games. When an animal invites you over in Animal Crossing, there isn't really much to do. They kind of just stand around until you leave, maybe offering you a furniture item if you're lucky. Adding board games could really spice up the experience by adding a feature that can only be used in this manner. Maybe an animal wants to play a game of checkers with you, or an Animal Crossing themed snakes and ladders game, for example. Obviously, the Animal Crossing team would probably make up their own board games, but I still think this would be a lovely addition. Number 12. Weather app. This would be exactly what it sounds like. Using your Nook phone to see what the forecast is looking like for the week ahead would be a small but very much appreciated addition. Number 13. The NookNet. Smash Ultimate's shared content page is a super interesting concept. Being able to share Mii costumes, videos, stages, and more through it is kinda cool, and I think it would be awesome to see something similar in New Horizons. Hence, the NookNet. Accessed through your Switch or the Nook Phone app that I described in my previous wishlist, the NookNet would work very similarly to shared content. Its main feature would be the ability to share photos online for all to see. Since New Horizons has a camera feature, this would be very easy to incorporate. The NookNet would also allow for clothing patterns to be shared, since we currently don't know how this will be accomplished in New Horizons with the lack of a camera capable of reading QR codes on the Switch. Number 14. The Supermarket. If you watch my previous wishlist, or any of my Animal Crossing videos really, you know that cooking is my number 1 most wanted feature for New Horizons. The charm and replay value that collecting hundreds of cooking recipes would add would be insane. But even though the town itself would provide most of the ingredients, mostly fruit and fish, there would have to be another place to find ingredients that aren't lying around. That place would be the supermarket. The store would allow you to buy sugar, salt, dough, and other cooking necessities that would make your life a lot easier. They would also sell different looking ovens, which would essentially be the workbenches of cooking. Number 15, a goat that looks like ASRIEL from Undertale. This is not going to happen, but I just like seeing Toby Fox invade the gaming market. Number 16, a town tree equivalent. The town tree and its symbolism was one of my favorite parts of New Leaf. It was always fairly emotional to sit on the edge of it and watch all your accomplishments come up on screen as beautiful music plays in the background. I hope something like this comes back in New Horizons. I wouldn't expect it to be a tree since that felt pretty special to New Leaf because of the title, so maybe they could do something with the beach in New Horizons? I'm not quite sure what it would be, but anything like the town tree would be appreciated. Number 17, Special Animal Redesigns. It's always great to see our favorite characters get a new look, and that's exactly what's happened with Nook, his nephews, and Isabelle. Unfortunately, most of the returning special animals we've seen through merchandise have the same designs they've had for up to 20 years. Look, I get that these designs are iconic, but it's also great to see characters change and evolve. One of my biggest wishes for New Horizons is for some of the special animals we haven't seen yet to have new clothing, just to spice things up and make it more interesting to look at them. Number 18, Solar Eclipses. Eclipses are one of the coolest events that we have on this planet, and it would be great to see such a thing happen in Animal Crossing. A solar eclipse would happen once every year during the summer, Yes, I know that's not how eclipses work, save your comments. And would shroud the island in darkness for the entire day. Animals would be equipped with special glasses that would allow them to look at the sun, as would you. It would be super weird as an event, but that's what would make it great. Number 19, Foggy Days. I forgot to talk about this potential weather condition in my last video, so I'll discuss it here. Extreme fog is absolutely something we need to see in New Horizons. Imagine how funny it would be to see animals become shocked as you run towards them because they couldn't see you in the deep fog. The fog could also increase the amount of bugs on trees and make it easier to sneak up on them, making the process a lot easier for the day. And finally, number 20, my final wish for New Horizons ever. For the game to do better than we think it will. We all know this game is going to sell like crazy, but I want it to surpass our expectations. I want it to outsell Breath of the Wild. I want it to insert Animal Crossing as Nintendo's 5th main IP, along with Mario, Zelda, Smash, and Pokemon. Is this realistic? Well, time will tell, but it's absolutely something I'm hoping for. So, that was my final wishlist for Animal Crossing New Horizons. It feels like the end of a journey. I still remember making my first wishlist back when the game wasn't even announced yet. Time sure does fly. We just have to hope that it flies a lot faster for the next few weeks and we'll be good to go. Before I end this video, I really want to thank you guys for getting me to 2,000 subscribers. This is something I never once thought I would accomplish last year, and it's such a great feeling to know that whenever I upload a video, thousands of people are awaiting it. 2,000 isn't a typical landmark, so I don't have any videos planned, but if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I'll definitely take them into consideration. However, even though I don't have any videos planned, I do have a gift for all of you. After getting many requests, I'm finally making a Discord server. I'll create it at some point in this month, and I'll let you all know when. Also, if you don't mind the shameless plug, I have a Twitter now. You can find me at ProfessorPro4. I'll provide video updates, community polls, and many other special things that you'll only get there. So, once again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time. Professor Pro, out.